Brian Johnson, Ming, Chen, and Brian O'Halloran.
What's going on, everybody? Hello, welcome to Florida Supercon. This is the Comic Book Men panel. It's me, Ming Chen, Brian Johnson, and joined by Brian O'Halloran. Hello, Brian. And
Hey,
Brian.
guys.
You can flip that over the chair if you want, Brian.
Okay.
If you want that out in front. There we go.
That was a charismatic delivery,
Was it?
I gotta say. Hello, I'm Ming Chen.
I'm an alcoholic. Hi, Ming.
Immediately they go into picking on Ming.
I know. I was warned about yelling too loud, though. Like we were back there, you can't. It was a little hard to hear, or it was hard to hear. It was like, "Hello, everybody." So I'm gonna try to tone it down a little bit.
And I want to let the crowd in on it. You know, like Brian came over to be a performer, and the other Brian came over to be a performer, and Ming came over. He's like, I need to wire this up, and I need to place this camera, and I need to set this tech, and this. They make you do all the tech work too.
I'm Asian. It's in my blood. It's in my blood. The little gadgets and circuitry and all that. It's in my blood.
All right, you got some question for a man up here?
Yes, hi, it's a question for Brian O'Halloran.
Hey, what's up?
Hi, my name's Sergio.
Hi, Sergio.
Hi, Brian. I'm an indie filmmaker, and right now I'm kind of in pre-production on making my first feature film, and I wanted to ask you about how Kevin kind of handled you on Clerks, right? When it came to
Handled me like I was difficult handled me?
No. As in terms of paying you guys. I mean, like, how
Paying?
exactly? Well,
Sir, you haven't seen the snowball effect.
Yeah,
There's
I know.
no money.
He's not asking how much you made. He wants to know how Kevin paid you.
Well, Kevin didn't pay any of us. We all did what is known as a deferred payment, where if the movie was to be sold from the sale of the film, he would work some whatever you had agreement before then. So
It's why Kevin lives in $1 million mansion and he's dressed like this.
yes, living in a van down by the river. But yeah, that's how it was done.
was that in the contract from the get-go?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you realize you were in a town where films really were never made, and he took actors who were just stage actors and then friends of his as well. So it was not like we were all like, well, you got to speak to my lawyer, my agent. It was all of our first attempt at this. So we were just desperate just to get onto film to begin with.
So there was nothing like really legal about it.
Well, I don't know about. It wasn't like illegal, like illicit, like child porn, but yeah, I mean, it was all legit.
We'll explain it to you later. All right, next up.
Yeah, this is for Ming.
Yeah,
name's
what's
Romero.
up?
My friend wanted to know if you could freestyle for a little bit.
Freestyle? I got nothing
Yeah.
prepared. I only.
Isn't that the idea?
That's the
behind
point of
freestyling?
freestyling.
I know. I only rap when you don't show up to cons, and then I'll do a rap about like.
He's
why
scared
you
of you,
didn't show
Brian.
up.
He's
Do you, want,
scared.
do you want me to bail you out with something?
Sure, you got something?
Yeah.
All right.
I'm not going to rap, of course.
Okay. What do you got?
But does anybody out there take Ambien to fall
There we
asleep?
go. We got one guy. Oh,
Okay.
we got a lot of people out here.
Like, I've had insomnia for a really long time. And finally, after years and years, my doctor gave me Ambien, and I had heard lots of stories about, people will take it, and they try to stay awake, and they'll hallucinate, and all this other shit.
You know, Jack Nicholson drove his car and beat some guy's hood with a golf club on that stuff.
He blamed it on Ambien.
That's what his lawyer said.
My doctor said you got to be really careful. I guess it's as you get older, too. Like, he gave it to an older guy who lived above a bar. So this old dude who was in his 80s went to his front window, which I guess he mistook for a urinal.
I'm looking for Miguel Leonarez. Miguel Leonarez, please meet your father by hall.
Oh, embarrassing.
What a puss
I know.
Miguel is.
Freaking Miguel, man, huge push.
Dad!
Dad, I told you not to. Told you not to do that.
So anyway, this old guy pissed out his front window all over a group of revelers who had just let out of the bar, and they stormed his house and beat the crap out of him. And I had never had any bad experiences. For me, like for the last couple months, nothing bad. And then last night, I couldn't fall asleep. So I took one, I couldn't fall asleep, so I took another, I took a Xanax, and I wrote down the transcript of what happened. My girlfriend, this was about 2:55 in the morning.
Were you texting her
I was texting
while
her.
you were in this? Like,
I don't remember any of it.
Oh my God.
But at 2:55, my text said, "There are 2 witches in my closet." And she wrote back, "What?" I said, "They think I can't hear them."
Oh.
She wrote back, "Hear who? Is there someone in your room?" And then I wrote in caps, "The witches. They're whispering about me." She wrote back, "Are you okay? Call me so I know you're okay." So I wrote back, "I can't. They're waiting until I fall asleep." She writes, "Brian, you're scaring me." And then in all caps, I wrote, "Stop fucking talking so loud and they'll leave." I can hear them. They're in the walls right now. And she wrote, "That's it. I'm calling the hotel." But nobody from the hotel ever came and got me.
She didn't. So she didn't call?
No,
That
I guess
would've
she
been-
called the hotel, but nobody knocked on the door. Nobody was like, "Hey, I understand you got a witch problem. Witches in your walls and shit." None of it. So
No one
Maybe
busted
the
down-
witches were the hotel staff, and that's what you thought. And they were like, "You need to calm down, sir."
at 2:55, yeah. So
I mean-
so it actually it is the fun drug that I was led to believe it could be.
Yeah. So wait, how many was that? And then can I borrow some tonight?
Yeah. That was 2, and then 2 Xanax. Yeah.
Wow.
Don't do drugs, kids.
Thank you.
Wait, how did you find? I mean, were you going through your phone log when you woke up this morning? Like, whoa.
Well, no, I went to text her and I was like, "What the hell is all this shit?" And it was the log of the conversation, from
Oh,
earlier.
God.
All right, this goes out to Brian and Ming.
Hello.
I love you guys, first off.
Hello, Ray.
Hey.
How are you?
Also, I'm inviting you guys. I work at Razzle Dazzle Bar.
He has no experience at this. Hello. Sound like a fucking mad doctor, not it's not like you're seductive or anything.
Continue.
Here in Miami, we have a themed barbershop called Razzle Dazzle, and we do hot shaves and all that stuff, and every service comes with a complimentary shot and a hand massage. And we do beards and mustaches. No, I'm inviting you guys to get free haircuts because I work there, so please come by.
Didn't you tell me earlier you developed military-grade weapons? You said that. You were
You did,
lying
yeah.
about it.
You said you were
really
Tony
did
Stark.
Say that. That's one of the witches that was in my wall.
Goes out for Brian. How was it like working with everybody in Clerks?
All right, you got to specify because there's 2 up here named Brian.
Okay.
But I get it. I understand.
Oh.
Yeah, thank you.
What was it like to work with everybody?
It was.
How was it like to work with
awful.
everybody in Clerks?
It was awful. No, it was great. I had worked with Marilyn Gigliotti before. Kevin was really great and very strict and steadfast to what he wanted, dialogue-wise, especially. It was a drag in the sense because we all had our real 9-to-5 jobs, man. So I would work a 9-to-5 job, go home, sleep until 9, get up, eat, have something, shower, get down to the store, which was an hour away from where I lived at the time. And then we would shoot from like 11 o'clock till 5 in the morning, and then help Kevin open the store, and then I'd go back to my house, be up because of all the Gatorade and burritos and whatnot, and then go to work from 9 to 12, take a lunch, nap, and then do the whole thing. And it was fun doing it, but at the time it was kind of hellish.
Did you get along with everybody?
Sorry?
Did you get along with everybody on the set?
Yeah, there
give us a juicy hate
there
story.
was never a hate story. The weird story was Jay.
Because a lot of people told me
Well,
they hated you.
Yeah, well, I figured that much. No, the Jay story was just funny that no one, when Jay would shoot his stuff, we weren't allowed, and also then film with us. No, we weren't allowed to watch him. Like, oh no,
Because he was nervous.
because he was super nervous. I don't do this type of stuff. So that's why Kevin and him would be in a scene, and then Dave Klein, the DP, would be behind the camera, and that was pretty much it. And Scott Mosier would do sound. But all of us had to, if it was them outside the store, all of us have to be in the store so they could shoot. And then, he'd have to take herbal supplements to kind of get in the mood, type of speech. So that was the only odd thing, I think.
There were no Walt Flanagan diva moments. He was
No,
like,
dude.
it's like I'm playing 6
No,
roles,
no, no,
bitch.
No. Walt Flanagan was our go-to guy, dude. He was a hero for us. on that sense, like coming in. Like there's the one time where he's like the guy with the hat and the hair like this. That was one of my like fake beards that I used in theater. And we're like, well, just put this out, and it looked like you're an old man with the gray hair, and you know, it was just funny. He was always, because no one would show up. Kevin would ask people, I asked certain friends, and they'd say, yeah, I'll be there that day, and they would never show up. And we'd be stuck, and we'd have to shoot. So then Walt, do us a favor, do this. Walt, do this. Walt wears the coat and the glasses for the highly offended thing. That was my jacket. I came there one day. So it was weird. That was the days when Walt wanted to help people.
Yeah, I watched a movie recently, and he plays all these roles, but he's not the most agreeable guy. Did he ever put up a fight? Like, he makes fun of me now for being pretty much up for anything, but I see him back then, like playing the
No,
six
he was
roles
quiet.
and-
He kept himself. He was quiet, and him and Kevin would joke with each other, and he was fine to me.
There's a difference in like you're being up for anything and his like, sure, Kev, I'll help you make a movie, and you, sure, I'll put that in my mouth.
Hey guys.
What's up?
I was watching an episode earlier, and there is a part where you guys were asking like the customers who would win in a fight, and I was wondering if we're gonna see like a
an episode of what, the show?
comic book man, yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I was wondering if we're ever gonna see like a live sprawl section, or see you guys bash it out in the ring or anything. See who finally
would
wins.
win in a fight?
Yeah.
Oh, between us?
Yeah, you, Ming, and Brian.
Probably Ming.
Because you're Asian,
probably
right?
Ming.
Because you're Asian.
Because he's Asian? No.
Oh, because I know because I know karate.
Well, it's a fellow Asian asking
Yeah.
the question.
No,
Because I'm 900 pounds and I would have a heart attack within 5 seconds. Like, have you ever tried to seriously box someone?
No.
It's like one of the hardest things
It's
in the
3
world
minutes
to do.
of hell,
Yeah.
All right, thank you guys.
especially when you have those weighted gloves. That's not cool.
Can you imagine Zapsik trying to like fight?
Mike
Like,
Zapsik?
Yeah, like can you imagine him trying to throw a punch?
What about
Like,
why
with
don't you do like a
anything
little
behind it?
homage to Stripes and do the mud wrestling thing? That'd be good.
Hey guys.
How you doing?
On the episode of Comic Book Men where Brian O'Halloran was a guest star, was it something that you guys were physically trying to not bring up on purpose, or was it something you wanted to do but didn't have a chance to do whenever he was manning the cash register to say that you weren't even supposed to be there that day?
Ironic, right? So weird how reality TV works.
Everybody was. We
so
just sat
real.
around completely stunned that he wasn't supposed to be there, yet he was. And we talked about how strange. Come on, please, for real.
Hi, I'm Tashi.
Hi, Tashi.
This is a question for Brian and Ming, and whoever else is up there.
Pokemon.
That would be you, dude.
Yes,
Pikachu.
the empty
Oh,
chair.
yeah.
What is the strangest thing someone has brought to the show, Comic Book Men, to turn in or whatever?
To have appraised, I guess.
Yeah, have appraised.
Ming brought a nasty case of Hep C in one day.
How much did that go for?
I think where was I at Tijuana? So it was like what $60. I think I overpaid maybe. I'm trying. Was there anything weird that maybe they showed or they didn't show? A lot of people brought in. I think it was the last season or season before. A lot of people brought in like toys that would turn into phallic objects. There was that Punisher. Were you there? There's
yeah,
like a
the
Punisher
Punisher?
toy.
Yeah, that's
Where
right.
it was like a transformer, and then it looked like the rocket shot out of his ass, or you could turn it around and it looked like a big cock.
Nice.
It was like weird stuff like that. There was a Tarzan toy where if you hit the switch, it looked like he was like doing this. I think those are probably two of the stranger ones that stand out.
The best part of that entire sequence, I thought, I think it was the Tarzan one where Mike wrote down his list. Remember, Mike was in that one, right?
Yeah.
You know-
Masturbation terms.
Yeah. There's a Tarzan where his hand, you press a button in his back and his hand goes up and he's like, oh, he's supposed to yell or whatever, and it looks like he's jerking off. So Mike Zapsik prepared for this, and he had a list of 12 different masturbation euphemisms that he was going to use at some point, So he would be locked and loaded for material. So they play the episode, and of course, not one gets used.
I remember he made a list and he taped it
Yeah, he
behind
taped
the
it
counter,
right underneath the
so he
register.
could his like little his jerk off cheat sheet.
Yeah.
And not one of them.
And he was infuriated that not one of them got used.
Yeah, he was not.
Like, what's an example of one?
You know, like choking the chicken and you know.
Like think of all.
Wait,
the-
I'm failing to understand. He failed to interject it, or they all got cut by the producers?
They
Did
all
he get
got cut.
But he
Yeah.
said the 12 things.
I don't know if he said all 12 of them, but
But he hit some of them.
but they were excised from the final product because they
Crossed
they
the
weren't-
censor's line. Yeah.
Well, they weren't funny.
Oh. Oh, they'd let you talk about masturbation as long as it was funny.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, you can get away with it. You can get away with a lot as long as you make it funny. I think anyway. You know.
Okay. What impact has the show had on the store as just a local neighborhood comic store? It must be a tourist attraction now.
Yeah, it is. I mean, not overly so. On a weekend or on a weekend there'll be more of a crowd. We don't have like lines or velvet ropes or anything.
Do people come in wanting to buy the items they saw come into the
Yeah,
store?
yeah, we'll have, yeah. They'll come in specifically for those items, or they'll call up the store. But I mean, the show, God bless it, it's a half-hour commercial for the store every Sunday after The Walking Dead. That's not bad.
It's not bad at all.
Not bad.
What
Hi.
integrity.
Hi guys, how you doing? My name is Shannon.
Hi, Shannon.
I have two questions. First one is for Brian with an I. Second one is for Brian with a Y and Ming. The first one, when you guys did the Clerks cartoon, that scene of like scaling the wall, was that something that you guys just initially decided from the get-go, we're going to reuse this scene as many times as we can, or did you guys just start using it as a filler?
The two main writers, obviously, were Kevin Smith, and this gentleman who also produced was named Dave Mandel. And Dave Mandel, who came over from the Seinfeld production company and stuff, he was a big fan of hitting a joke 3 times at least. Whenever a joke was in a scene once, you'd see it again, and it became known around the production as, oh, the third one's a Mandel, because he loved repeating certain things. So that climbing the wall Batman scene, which is, you know, then why are we walking like this? We always called him Mandel, and Mandel was heavily influential on all the writing.
Cool. And then the second question, the episode when Jay comes in and he just decides to take money from the cash register and stuff, does that happen like more than once? Does that happen before, or is that just then?
It happens every time I see him. He will, and it infuriates Walt. He'll go through the store and he'll be like, hey, I want this, I want this, I want this.
And you guys are just like, okay, go ahead then.
I mean, in a way, it's hard to say no as his name is on the store, but you know, like it's hard to just give it to him.
Do you guys have to tell Kevin every time, like, hey, just so you know, Jay took $200 and this toy from the cash register?
I mean, Walt will go out of his way to try to make him forget that he'll be like, oh, we don't have that, or he'll go. Sometimes he'll know music's coming, he'll start hiding stuff, so he won't take it. But
Please keep asking questions so he has to keep digging this pit of bullshit even deeper, okay?
Well, wasn't there a time like he would just go to a store and just start buying action figures and just forget about him like a day later?
There was only one. It was this Tauntaun figure. Then this is when it was the old store. It was also when he was hooked on heroin, so his mind was like not there at all. And it was some Star Wars Tauntaun figure that he wanted so desperately. And I ran the store at the time. Walt wasn't even running it. And he would come in and ask me if he could have it. Could he have it on credit? You know, he could put it on layaway. And I knew he would never see the money. And he finally came in with his girlfriend. He waited till his girlfriend fell asleep. He came in with her credit card, which he'd taken out of her pocketbook. And money's green, so I swiped her credit card. And he took it out of the box. He hung out for, I'm not kidding, around 10 minutes, said, I'll be right back. And I didn't see him for weeks after that. I don't think he ever took the Tauntaun back with him again.
I totally would have just sold it to him again the next time.
He wouldn't have had the money.
How y'all doing? This one's about Ming. Anyone y'all could answer it.
Okay.
Why do y'all give him so much shit? Every episode. Especially you, Johnson.
Really? You feel like I pick on Ming?
All the time. I mean, every time I watch a show, I'm like, damn, man, they're always picking on him, man. Why?
There's several reasons. One, if I didn't, would there really be a show?
True.
And two, you only see like little bits and pieces of our lives with Ming at the store. Now, the truth of the matter is I don't sit there every day when the show isn't shooting. I just don't.
Okay.
But he's annoying. He does a lot of annoying shit. He does weird shit.
I'm not that annoying.
He does. He's pretty annoying. He like Walt called it out the other day. Walt says to me, he goes, "What the fuck is with this guy? Why does he feel the need to post a picture on Twitter of himself with a can of Coke? Not even like an explanation. No, like, hey, you know, like here's the reason I'm posting, you know." But he loves attention. I think that's what it comes down to is he's an attention hound and a glory hound. And you just want to, like, on a personal level, I want to take people like that and just grind them under my fucking boot, you know?
Understandable. Thank you.
I love them, though.
Unfortunately, you're like the best at it, too. Out of anybody. you're the
And I
best
was
at
about
it.
to reverse that question. Ming, do you get bored with people who don't pick on you? Do you gravitate toward Johnson because you like the attention?
No, not at all. It just, he loves doing it, and apparently I'm good at annoying him. So it's a good mix.
Honestly, I don't think there's anything funnier than when he turns on Mike. Like, because Mike doesn't really get a lot of shit in the show, but when he does, I think it's funniest when Ming gives it to him, because there's this look on Mike's face of like, but I thought we were friends. Because like Mike doesn't roll with it like Ming does, and you can see it in the first season when I make fun of him for crying at E.T. when he's like 15 years old, and he's trying to pretend he's 9, and he acts like I'm not going to call him out on it. But you could see it in his face, and when Ming does it, it's the best because
That's so great. You call
they're
him on
supposed
it,
to be
I just
friends.
can't stop laughing. And we're all cracking up at him, and he looks like he wants to kill us all.
Yeah, he's just looking for like support somewhere,
Yeah,
like
and
someone back me up.
To no avail.
Why are you doing this to me?
Hey, how's it going? Brian Johnson, do you actually work at the shop, or are you just some sort of spokesperson?
Neither really.
Oh yeah, neither. So you really
No.
are unemployed
I mean, I have a job on a TV show.
to a certain extent.
Yeah, I work 2 months out of the year. That
How lo-
sounds smart to me.
Hell yeah! How long have you been growing that beard?
I've had it going
All right.
for probably 5 years, but
All right, well,
trims on and off, you know.
And Ming, do you have a holy grail item such as a comic book or a statue or something like that?
Holy Grail, right now, actually, you guys know I'm into G.I. Joes. There was an episode about the USS Flag, the G.I. Joe aircraft carrier. That was one of them, which I wanted for 30 years. I got that one. I think the one I'm looking for now is there's a little, my favorite figure is Firefly from the Cobra side.
Nice. All right.
I can't find my mommy. My name is Daniel King, and I'm lost. Please, somebody help me.
Thank you, Brian. I'm contractually prohibited from making fun of that.
Are you really?
But I'm so glad you're allowed to.
Meanwhile, they're looking for him, and it probably is lost.
And now he's headed toward the stage because Brian's louder than that.
The show has ended. We're back at our hotel room. I'm watching the 11 o'clock news. You, Daniel King, still missing from the thing. And we were like, oh my God, Johnson totally made fun of that kid.
I shouldn't have talked over the announcer.
Ming, as an avid collector,
Yes.
which is the greater thrill or the greater enjoyment for you, the hunting for the item or the actual having of it?
I think there was a time. I think it's the hunting. There was a time in '97 when the Power of the Force Star Wars figures came out, and I would go from store to store to store trying to find crappy Star Wars figures that are worthless now. But I look back on that.
I did
then-
the exact same thing.
And then they go on a shelf and you kind of forget them.
Yeah,
I
remember
literally
back-
have been still.
I remember back to that. Like I was freaking like 25 years old doing this, buying freaking little action figures.
What was everybody else doing at 25, you figure? Oh, I know.
Yeah.
I know what they were doing that you
And then
weren't.
are you the
Yeah.
type that displays them and enjoys them, or are you a never been open, they're all in a closet?
Both. No, I would have them pegged up on my wall, and yeah, and like Brian says, I never got any. It just didn't happen.
Hi, I have a question for Brian O'Halloran.
Yeah.
How awkward was it working on Clerks 2 with Kevin Smith's wife as the love interest?
Well, it was fun. I mean, I've known her for a while now. The scene I think you're trying to refer to is when she's straddling me on the swing. Yeah. And
When
we're
you,
kind
got,
of
when you got to see her nips.
Yeah, I got to see her nipples.
Yeah.
It's
Did you-
weird
did
when
you- did
your
you pop-
boss, your friend and boss, is like, okay, kiss more, and I'm like, and I look over and there's not even a crew with Kevin. I'm like, are we even shooting this? What's going on? No, it was, it's difficult because you're in the role, you're in the moment, but at the same time, that is his wife, and you make sure that the launch sequence doesn't start. You know what I mean? Because she'll know, and then, or not know, depending. And, are you insulted that it is happening or isn't happening? You know what I'm saying?
But it is so infrequent that, like, anybody's boss tells them, hey, man, go stare at my wife's nipples up close. Like, that's...
Well, in Van Nuys, they do a lot of that.
Yeah. That's a different kind of town.
Different kind of
Van
movie.
Nuys, porn capital of the world.
Right,
You're
that's
saying.
correct.
Okay, just making sure.
Yeah. But, it was odd. It was definitely odd. That was actually more the most nervous I was making that film was that scene. And for some reason, it took 3 different days we had to shoot. One time, there was something wrong with either the weather, because it's outdoors, and it was too much cloud. And then one day it was just too hot. And then, so the 3rd day we finally got it right. And it was bizarre. And at the same time, it was good. And she's great. So. Yeah, that's all I can say. She was awesome.
I know.
It was great.
That was the most nervous you ever were?
Dude.
Acting?
Okay. All right, Ming. Make out with Jen, dude, with her straddling across you and be filmed.
What about like working with like M. Night? That wasn't nerve-wracking?
No,
M. Night Shyamalan and The
when I
Happening?
worked with M. Night, he was actually really cool to work with. And John Leguizamo was hilarious, so that was fun. So that's not nervous at all. Plus, all I was doing was driving a Jeep. How can I fuck that up? Well, I did actually. in the end,
Hit
didn't I?
something?
Yeah, I guess I did, didn't I?
Didn't
I did get a letter from my car insurance company a week later. We heard you were in an accident.
Weren't you telling me you were actually going to crash the car and you wanted to do all the stunt? You wanted the stunt.
I was
pay
pleading with them
and
not
all
to
that?
let the stunt guys let me do it, but they were like, no, legal, blah, blah, blah. Training, I don't know.
I just want. Someone lost a credit card. Iris Casanova.
Wait, what?
Do you have a legitimate question for them, or are you just going to read somebody's credit card number out?
I was not going to read it. I was going to return it. I mean, I have the PIN number, so I can't steal it. Sorry, but real question.
What the hell is going on?
I have no idea.
Iris Casanova.
But real question for, Steve, Dave, Brian. What do you What do you always do with the store where you always using your tablet, like you're in Star Trek, you're always beeping shit?
I'm looking at Jen Schwalbach's Playboy pictures. Usually I'm either playing Bejeweled or reading news, stuff like that. Anything that can't be. They're so afraid that they're the first season that the show aired. I think there were 2 lawyers, they said. And then once it became a success, which meant they just wanted to renew it, the next year there were 10 lawyers. So all they do is spend time trying to figure out what they're going to get sued for. So, if they even catch the slightest bit of, a website, if they don't have permission, they'll get sued for it. And it's expensive to blur it out, I guess, to digi it out. So that's why you also don't see a lot of different...
Just keep going.
I want to see who's lost now.
Oh my God!
Said please beat up your older brother?
No, please meet up with your older brother.
That's a weak ass announcement.
I know.
The announcer's like, please.
Please.
So I think that's why you see a lot of DC stuff, but not a lot of Marvel stuff, because they couldn't come to an agreement with Marvel, unless somebody brings up a Marvel book to the counter, and that's why Walt will say, "Oh, so Daredevil today, huh?"
Oh,
Which
wow,
is-
Daredevil number 10 was
yeah,
the
like
first
all
appearance
that,
of
that
the
weird, clunky exposition is needed so that you can show the item on TV. It's the most ridiculous, as if reality TV didn't already destroy television. Now it makes it even fucking stupider by having to say these ridiculous things just to show something on television. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Hi.
Hold on. Hold on.
My name's Patience, and I just turned 25 last week, and I wanted to know what you guys did when you were 25, or do you have any advice for 25-year-olds these days?
You just turned 25.
Yes.
And you want advice
Yes.
from a 46-year-old guy who's unemployed,
I've already told you like 1,000
whose
times.
weight is out of
though.
control,
You're my
who
hero,
clearly
so you
has
have
an
it all
Ambien
right.
problem.
Yeah.
What should I do with my life? I don't know. Let's see.
Were you doing anything? 25 was probably
25?
25 was probably one of the best years of my life. That was when I think I had just.
I was
met you.
collecting Star Wars figures.
I was collecting Star Wars figures, and that was the year I got hired by Ben Affleck and Matt Damon. I worked at a company with them called Live Planet and a TV show called Project Greenlight. And he was like, "I want to hire you. I want you to move out to LA. How much is it going to take?" And I threw out this ridiculous number, and he was like, "Bam, done." And I was like, "Holy crap!" So I remember I went out. I bought a second car, and I bought a pinball machine, and I had a baller life for a year, and then I got laid off.
You
and then I had
realize
to
no
sell
one
all
was
that.
paying attention to that story whatsoever. They were just watching me doing the physical comedy of what you really did. With
And not
Ben
one
Matt.
thing you fucking said applied to what she just asked.
No, I'm just saying 25.
I have 25.
is
Do you
good.
have any advice? Oh, go get a job with Ben and Matt and buy a
Yes,
fucking
that's
pinball
my advice.
machine.
That's my advice.
And
Go
then
buy a
get
pinball
fucking
machine.
fired 6
Go buy a
months later
convertible.
and cry like a bitch.
I was
'Cause
thankful.
that's the way it went down.
What were you doing when you were 25?
I was doing Mallrats, bitch.
Yeah. Yeah.
So was Johnson.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. All right, I lose then.
We were in movies.
Wow, look at you guys now.
Go be in a movie, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you.
Look at you guys now.
How's it going, guys?
What's going on?
So, what inspired the Buffalo Bill scene, Clerks 2?
Probably the Buffalo Bill scene from
Silence of the
Silence
Lambs?
of the Lambs,
Silence
I would
of the
imagine.
No, I think Kevin tells a story that Jay has this running gag. I don't know why, but he had this running gag at parties when you'd hang out where he would literally take out just his sack and come up behind you, like if you were sitting at a couch or something like that, and be like, "Hey, Brian," you would do this, like, "Hey, gee, dude, what are you doing?" And it's honest to God. And so Kevin said, one of these days I'm going to put that in a script and make you do it on screen, and that's kind of morphed into the Buffalo Bill. That's what I've been told.
I think you're right. Yeah, I mean, I've been there personally when he'd be like, "Hey, what do you think of this?" And I turn around and his balls would just his balls would be hanging out of his zipper.
Which was a weird trick on itself.
And the older you get, disturbing. Like maybe from 12 to, if you're say an asshole frat boy, 22. There's that window where you can do that. After that, especially into your 30s and 40s, you should probably be institutionalized in some respect.
Hi, this is a question for Brian O'Halloran. Has there been a how are you? Has there been a movie role that you regretted
Hey, it's
not
Daniel
taking?
King. They're looking for you.
Any role I
Has there been a movie role that you regretted not taking?
regretted not taking? First of all, you got to assume then I haven't taken roles offered to me, and I usually don't. I was up for the new Luke Skywalker, and no.
What were you, 8?
No, there wasn't any roles. I was like, I should have been so and so, because they weren't offered to me. So I could say, yeah, James Bond, man. Totally wish I totally said yes.
True.
But thank you. I'm usually, in other words, I'm a acting whore.
So you take every role that you can get?
No, not really. There are roles that I turn down because the scripts are crap. And
Are there any questions you wish you'd thought out more before you asked them?
Well, no, I actually thought there was an actual movie he would have rejected, but I guess not.
Somebody's lost.
Shh. Nope, never mind.
All right.
Do you have a dream role though, like one thing that you haven't done yet that you want to do?
Well, I mean, I would really, just because I'm a Star Wars nerd in that sense, I would love to be in any of the Star Wars. Even if I was like Stormtrooper number 52, 5 rows back in the big scene, you know what I mean? Just something that I was like, oh wow, I've been once in a Star Wars film or something like
Hi, I have a question for Brian Johnson. I loved your zombie tattoo. I thought that was awesome. I want to know if you had other tattoos that you've drawn yourself and if you have future plans. And Ming, would you let Brian draw a tattoo for you to get?
I'm not an artist, so I didn't draw this tattoo.
Okay, that's right.
Yeah, this tattoo was actually taken from a picture of my niece riding her tricycle, and then I gave it to what's his name?
The Wonder Brothers, Mike Esparza. From,
Yeah, Mike from the WonderBrothers.com. So he zombied it up, and then the tattoo artist that you saw on TV zombied it up a little bit more. And then any other tattoos I have are, I have this one on my arm is T21, which is trisomy 21, which is the technical term for Down syndrome. And then, you know what? I should have ended with that because I have a Calvin and Hobbes on my back, which is really corny as shit, right? So, what else do I have? Oh, I've got a tribal armband. Have you ever seen one of these? A tribal armband?
Yeah, no one has any. So
that's what I was doing when I was 25.
No one has that. What was going through your head when you got that tribal armband? It's like, looking at you now, that's so unlike you.
At the time, I don't know. I guess it'll look cool.
So I think at the same time, like Affleck got one too.
Yeah, we went and got them together. I was like, so when are you gonna fire Ming? When's it gonna happen?
And you have red rum too, right?
Yeah, I also have red rum. You can hardly see it because I took like tracing paper and put it on the TV screen and traced red rum and brought it to the tattoo guy. This is when I was really young, probably like 23 or 24, and he charged like $35 for it, so it didn't look very good. And I went almost 10 years now, maybe 8 years. I went to Australia and New Zealand with my friend Scott Mosier. We went on a 2-month trip, just camping around and stuff. And we were on a boat, and some girl kept looking at me. And I said to Moshe, I was like, what is her problem? Why does she keep staring at me? And he said, I don't know, maybe she hasn't seen a lot of people with the word murder tattooed on their arm. And it didn't occur to me at the time, but yeah, I guess it says murder.
Ming, would you let him design a tattoo for you? Would you pick one?
Him probably not, but Walt, who is the artist, I never thought about that. I would definitely get a Walt Flanagan artwork somewhere.
Yeah, that's right. I also have Walt Flanagan artwork here.
It's cover to War of the Undead.
War of the Undead that he did. I'm tough.
Okay, I'm gonna be out in the Jersey area. Is there anything I need to do when I'm out there?
Need to do in the Jersey area?
I'm gonna be in Jersey for the next couple of months.
Don't say it, dude. Don't say stuff.
No, this is all you, dude. I'm not saying anything.
What part of Jersey are you going to? It depends on what part.
I'm gonna have a car, and so I'm just gonna be able to explore. So, is there anything I need to do? All parts.
All parts of Jersey. What do you do when you're in Jersey?
Well, you can go to Atlantic City. That's fun. You can go to the Jersey Shore and see some beaches, and there's still destruction down there if you want to look at that.
Isn't there a whole fucking tourism board dedicated to this question? Why would you ask us? Like, we live in Jersey. The stuff that we do, you would never want to do.
Yeah, don't you live down here, dude?
Yeah.
I think
You can do
Miami's
typical-
far more interesting than Jersey.
You can do typical Jersey things. Go to the mall, go to a diner, smack your woman around a bit, pump.
Get a tribal armband.
They pump your own. They pump your gas, so you don't have to get out of the car. So, that's pretty much it.
So the most eventful thing is getting my gas pumped for me.
Yeah, it's a luxury actually.
Oh, and come to the store.
Yeah, of course.
You had to get that plug in there.
Of course.
Let this cornball ask one more question, and then we have a super special guest we're
Yes,
going to bring up.
yes, we do.
And it's not Kevin Smith, so calm down.
Oh. I got a question for Brian O'Halloran. Did you come up with the Gil Hicks character, or did Kevin Smith came up with it?
No, Gil Hicks is all scripts of Kevin's are all him at every
And
moment.
is he like Dante's cousin or something?
That's for you to figure out and for me to know.
But now, how many, to help this mythos, which I hope you were going to tell, how many characters now have you played with the last name Hicks?
Well, there was Dante Hicks. There's Gil Hicks. We never put it in the credits, but the TV executive in Chasing Amy was Sean Hicks. You got Grant Hicks in Dogma, and I think then it was just Dante for the other films.
You guys can work that one out. All right, so we have a very special guest that's going to join us now.
Yep, who's way more famous than any of us, on a far more quality show than any of us. And she is right there. Kyla Kennedy from The Walking Dead.
Stairs are over on that side, darling.
Come on up.
So the success of Kyla's show leads directly to the success of Comic Book Men.
I'd say the reverse is true.
People are just tuning in early for Comic Book Men, and that's why they happen to see Walking Dead.
They don't want to dare miss a minute of it.
That everyone's here to see me.
Yeah, everybody's here to see Kylie. Who, by the way, gave us a freestyle rap, Ming, that put you to shame.
Yeah, I got nothing.
During lunch.
I got no game.
She did. She really did like it. She buried him. It was embarrassing. Do you want to do a rap against me?
Sure, okay. Okay, let me think here. I've got a bunch. Okay. Small money better not be better off without you. And all time I'll be forgetting all about you. Saying that you know, but I really, really doubt you understand my life is easy when I ain't around you. Be stressing, I'm thinking I love thought one of the presence. The best thing now is time for excellent to go back and look and finally on my side. Your head's spinning, you wanted, you're just playing up to you, speeding and can't believe what you say. Doesn't mean you use, baby, those who don't be down. I got 99 promises, but you won't be one. Like what?
Yeah.
I know who your ghostwriter is going to be next time.
Yeah, exactly.
Somebody call Gloria Estefan's office down the block.
I think I should just retire right now. More money, more problems.
Could you imagine seeing her rolling on 20s down Long Beach? Like, oh, stop.
I'm gonna get a cherry red Mustang for my first car.
There you go.
Yeah.
So how old are you?
I'm 11.
You're 11. Let me tell you something. I come from a different era than you. When I was 8, when I watched TV, I thought that when somebody died on TV, they actually died in real life. I should have probably been a lot smarter, right? But I decided that, at that young, that okay, when I die, I want to die in a horror movie, because that would be really cool. Like, what better way to die? Yeah.
And then you directed a horror movie.
Yeah.
Have you had a chance now to die in a horror movie?
That. I'm just really now thinking about like the impact of that statement at 8. I really thought people on TV were dying, but I didn't really. It didn't bother me that much. Do you think I have a soul, Kyla? Is that a problem? To not have a soul?
I think you need to go to a doctor.
Okay. All right. Maybe he'll give me more Ambien.
The witches
Do you want to hear a Ming childhood story? Something that'll make you sad.
Do you have a Ming childhood story?
I know you do.
Tell her about the sweatshop.
There's no story. It's not funny.
Oh wait, that's the stash.
I don't
Not
talk
his
about
current
that
job.
anymore.
No, the birthday party your mom threw for you. Now imagine your mom has thrown your birthday parties in the past, right? Imagine if this was the birthday party your mom threw for you.
Yeah, I think when I was 8, my mom wanted me to have a birthday party, invited all my friends from school. And, my mom's Chinese, from China.
No. Your mother's Chinese?
She is.
What?
And, didn't really grasp what, a fun, typical, good time American...
big American party,
Exactly. Yeah,
I know
so, so all my friends come over and she's like, all right, everyone gather around the table. It's time to eat. So we all gather around and she plops down right in the middle of the table.
No, now hold on, let me guess. It's ice cream and cake. It's candy. It's something other than...
one bowl filled up to the brim of cooked hot dogs. No buns.
No condiments.
No condiments. No forks.
That's his qualification for that Matt
Nothing.
Damon Ben Affleck
I
job.
think she just looked, in her mind, she knew that hot dogs were American, 100% American. That, I invited all white kids to my party. And this is what everybody would enjoy. And she plopped them down.
Was there soda?
There's no soda.
So that's what happens. Your friends are all around the table. Your mom comes in, drops a bowl of cooked hot dogs with no buns, no mustard, no ketchup, nothing to drink, and says, "Have at it, kids."
You had a great childhood, I'm guessing.
Ming needs a doctor.
But she probably thought she was doing something very cool and American. She just didn't get it quite right.
Yes, that's exactly what happened.
I really thought that story was going to go to like it was a bowl of kimchi.
No, that's
Chinese, sir, not Korean.
You racist.
That's racist.
Racist. What was your most fun experience on The Walking Dead? Like, what was the one thing you'd point at and say, you know what? That was pretty cool.
This was actually scary to me, but it was actually really fun. So Brian,
You know you don't really die on TV and die in real life,
no, that
right?
was actually one of the best days
Okay,
of my
yeah.
life. So Brian and I were sitting, and it was the scene with the chard walkers. And so Brian and I are on the railroads, and our director, Mr. Mike, was talking to us. And I turn around, and there's a chard walker, and he's just staring at me. And so I was like, whoa. And I went up to try to talk to him, because normally, you know, they let you talk to the walkers before you do the scene, so you're not as scared and everything. So I go up, and this walker doesn't do anything but growl at me. So I go to Brighton, and I'm like, hey, you might want to stay away from that one over there. And he's still staring at me, and Brighton's like, oh, okay. And so, of course, Greg Nicotero comes up, and he says, oh, Kyla, this is the walker that's going to be chasing you, and grab your foot. So we're in the middle of the scene, and he grabs my foot. And when I fall through the fence, he has to grab my foot. So I was screaming, and there was one time when I screamed, I was so loud, everyone just stopped and stared at me because it was a real scream. Because he was like, my foot was almost in his mouth. And I was like, are you gonna actually bite me? Are you mental? Because he was like growling at me the whole entire time. But he was really nice. His name was like Jerry or something. And he was super nice.
That sounds a lot like how Ming wooed his wife. Like her foot was in his mouth. She was screaming.
Yeah, I grabbed her foot.
Yeah.
Will you marry me? Come on!
I throw a huge party. We have hot dogs. More than you could ever imagine.
Our wedding will be the best.
Oh, now you're doing the voice now, too.
No, I'm just doing a high voice. You're making it racist.
Yeah. Was everybody on set cool, all the cast members? Or was there had to be someone who was a diva? Norman Reedus? Was like Steven Yeun like a diva? Like made weird demands?
No, I mean, I like to consider myself on high demand, but everyone is really amazing, and it was such amazing working with everyone.
No, I'm not caught up. This is season 4, right?
Five is coming up.
But I mean, season 4 just ended.
I am totally going to lose my nerd cred because I've never seen one episode of The Walking Dead. Sorry, I'm busy on Sunday nights. I'm at church.
So are most people caught up with season 4? Like, would this be spoil? Okay. So really, what's the window for a spoiler anyway? But you
could spoil away, my friend.
Before or after airing.
Okay, so it's fine to say that you died in the show, right? Isn't that what Ming? Are you dead?
Yeah.
You are.
Dead.
You're dead in the show.
Well, isn't everybody? Isn't half the cast dead?
Yes,
and chasing other members in the cast? That's what I thought.
But did you become a zombie, or did they just tear you apart?
No, I didn't become a zombie. My sister killed me.
Oh, it's awful.
I should watch this show.
She's really nice, though.
If anybody ever needs to be killed, would you recommend that they be killed by the girl that plays your sister?
Well, yeah, she did a great job. I mean, she got the job done, so, I mean, I guess.
I could see her in her next interview. Well, I killed my sister quite easily and took care of her.
Now, did you have the same question? Because this is my question, right? So they kill you, you don't become a zombie. Whenever I see someone get killed in the Walking Dead or any zombie movie, like the zombies never just take nibbles, they just tear the people apart. They tear them limb from limb so they can't become a zombie. So like, wouldn't it just eventually all the zombies are going to be gone? Because there are no new zombies being made.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much. I mean, the show can't go on forever. Well, yeah, because soon on...
Wait, what? The only reason we're on is because of The Walking Dead.
Yeah, pretty much.
What are you trying to tell us, Kyla?
You guys got 1 year left.
We just got shit canned by an 11-year-old.
AMC said, get up there and fire them for us, will you? They'll take it better from a child.
I don't know if you saw this, Brian. They said they have The Walking Dead mapped out until season 12. So...
Until season 12.
Yeah, so, we could go... Would you want to go I guess it would be another 8 years after this, or 7 years.
You guys could be zombies.
Do you think you could handle that?
Oh, they will be,
if
but on the
comic book men
unemployment line, they'll be
piggybacked on
zombies.
them?
Yes.
7 more years. So if I'm 46 now, I'm 53, still doing
Yeah,
comics.
and you're making fun of me at age 53.
God willing, I'll have died of an Ambien overdose by that point.
On Ambien.
Are there any questions for Kyla? We still got a couple minutes, right? Maybe somebody else has to have questions for you, right?
Anybody?
Come on, you
Anybody?
racist moderator. He's
Yeah,
like,
come
no
on.
Korean people. No Korean people can ask questions.
Do we have any lost childrens to announce?
If
We got a
Kyla-
gentleman in the back there.
Here we go.
Look at all these people lining
Oh,
up.
yeah.
Yeah, come on up for Kylie.
Hi, this is a great surprise because you didn't have a Q&A, so this is fun. My question for you is, I don't know what episode it was, but how fun was it learning how to shoot a gun and fight and do all that stuff when you and your sister get to shoot and kind of kick butt?
It was really fun. Well, I've never like shot a gun before, obviously, but so I was actually the first episode I was in, even though I didn't have a gun in the first episode, the stunt guys came and they took Brian and I and kind of into like a quiet corner, and they gave us BB guns, and they kind of showed us how to hold it, and they told us that whenever we shoot it, we would have to go back. But you see, I'm really little anyway, so the gun was like gigantic, so whenever I shot it, I would go back anyway. So they were like, yeah, Kyla, great job. I was like, I'm not even trying. So, but it was actually really fun. It was really good. I was sad when I had to give my gun away.
Future NRA member right there.
Hi. My question is, what's it like to feel alive?
No,
I'm deader than any of the zombies you worked with. You have no idea.
Hi, it's so nice to meet you. My question is, how much are you like your character or not like your character? I mean, like, would you take any of that stuff from your sister? Would you just stand up and tell her, hey, you're being really crazy right now. Can you stop? Because I'm going to have to put you down.
I mean, Mika and I, of course, grew up in very different environments, thankfully. But I mean, in some ways, like, I would never hurt an animal. Like, I could never do that. So, you know, that's something similar, but then again, I think we're two completely different people in the way that she's living in a completely different universe, so her state of mind is completely different than I would probably ever think, hopefully, than I would ever have to think. So, the only thing that I would say was pretty much similar about us is that I would never hurt an animal.
Thank you.
This is it. The last question. You better make it good, man.
Well, so Ming.
I found somebody's credit card.
Yes, sir.
We all know that Ming has been there, and he really did what he had to do with the aircraft carrier. The rest of the three of you, all three of you, what is the best thing or the one thing that you would love to have with your collection or your one, like, Holy Grail that
Oh, you did it. I thought you were going to be able to do it. I thought you were going to be able
without
to,
using
to
that
say
word,
it without
man.
saying Holy Grail.
Oh.
the
And then
one
went and
thing
blew
that
it.
you would look upon all of us, all these people out here upon, and say, you know what? I've got this, and you don't.
An autograph from Steven Spielberg.
Oh! What about the other two?
That chick Patience from earlier.
Yeah, buddy. I don't know. Jeez.
A picture with me.
I know.
You.
You know, I came up here earlier.
You're on the road.
and she like sent me back. She sent me back. What could you do, Brian?
What could I do? I tell you, man, I would love to have any of the a picture-used lightsaber, like one of them.
Oh, for Christ's sake, the little girl gave you a button, a picture of me. Done, out, boom!
Mic drop.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the comic book man and friends.
Kyla Kennedy. Thank you, everybody. We'll be back at our booth